Welcome to the show. What's happening, everybody? Am I on time? Oh boy, 6:30. You talk about punctual. I'm anything if not punctual. How's everybody doing today? And the date today is pretty interesting. By the way, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K, coming to you remotely on our broadcast today. I'm not alone. Although I'm never really alone. I'm always with myself, so I'm a party of one. But I am still dragging along. I haven't found a substitute yet, and there will never be a substitute for Kermit. But I'm still drudging along Kermit, who's now down to two twigs, multiple. I still like the way the twisties go. My mom gave me a good idea. She said, why don't you plant it, see if it comes back? So I might do that. So I will keep you posted on how that goes. I'm not a great gardener or have a green thumb, but I'll try. How's everybody doing today? So the date is pretty interesting today. Today is April 22nd, and it's 24. The year is 24. So if you do the numbers and you do the math, it's pretty interesting because if you write the date, it's 4/22/24. It's all 4s and 2s. So those are good numbers to play if you're a lottery player or somebody that likes to look for signs and things. A lot of 2s, a lot of 4s. So that's, I'd like to keep you, I like little fun things like that. Anyway, happy Earth Day. Today, did you know today was Earth Day? Boy, we will make up anything to celebrate something. Anything, and I thought, and this was my bad, I assumed that it was Earth Day, you didn't have to go to work today, so unfortunately I'm in a lot of trouble tomorrow. I celebrated Earth Day. I ran around and hugged the Earth. Did you do something for the Earth today? Did you wish it a happy, it's not really a happy birthday, it's just an Earth Day. And this started by some conservationists, of course, some of those out there hippy-dippy conservationists that have those kind of Audubon Club, those people that are for the birds, the bees, the trees, the planets. They're all well and good. They're everything you would hope to be. They save plastic. They recycle. Right? They don't spray aerosol. You're getting ready to go out. You're just killing our ozone layer. You're killing our ozone layer for me. Just all the things that we do on a normal day, they don't do. They're good people. You're not. Now, the squares are wonderful people. Who are we kidding? And how much are we, as a people, adding on years to the earth anyway? Did you ever think about that? By recycling that used Sprite can, are you adding an extra day onto Earth from its imminent demise? Is the Earth going to say, you know what? Thank you, Steve Squared, for recycling. We're going to give it an extra week on before we have the second great ice age. Boy, I'm filled with doom and gloom today. Well, it's Monday. I'll try to perk it up for you as the show goes. Did you all have a good weekend? I'm pumped. I'm psyched. Tonight is the Knicks game. I'm ready. Game 2. The Knicks won Game 1. Friday night, or Saturday night, excuse me. Good game. A little tight against the Philadelphia 76ers. But they triumphed, and led by Josh Hart. And so it was a great game tonight. Hopefully it'll be another great game and a Knicks win. That's on at 7:30. So as soon as this show ends, boom, right for the game. So I'm not going to mince. I'm not going to go overtime today. Speaking of basketball terminology, I'm 7:29. I'm wrapping it up. I'm saying thank you, good night. I might even do it earlier. I might stop it in 5 minutes. This way I can eat and get ready for the game. I don't know. It depends how I feel and what information I have to give to you guys today. So otherwise, what happened to this weekend? Was it nothing dramatic, but, a few things. Oh, there was staying on sports, the great voice of the New York Yankee radio broadcaster, Not sure if a lot of you know this. John Sterling. He made a lot of famous. He has that great voice, that great theatrical voice, and Michael, and he's got that great bassy, real good voice from the diaphragm. And he has been announcing games since the 80s. I think it was like 88, 89. 30-something, 36 years, over 5,000 games. And so he called it quit this weekend. He is 85 years old, I believe. And he's been doing it a long time, him and Susan Waldman. So I've been waiting a long time. And now I feel like I have my chance to do radio. So, of course, I sent my audition reel in to the Yankees. If it was only that easy, right? And I was thinking, could you imagine waiting for that job opening when someone takes it for, like, they're there for, and you're just like, please. And then they turn 90, and then they turn 95, and they just never go. It's like a Supreme Court judge, right? You got to wait for them to just. But anyway, so he's had a lot of, he kind of became famous for these calls where he would call a home run and do it by their name. So he first started with Bernie Williams, and he would say, "Burn, baby, burn." And then he would say, "All rise, the judge," so he, Nick Swish, Swishalicious, so he'd make it fun. And I thought it's really, when I think back, is how I became a Yankee fan. Even going back to their old radio, or actually TV announcer, Phil Rizzuto. And see, my mom tells this story, but I guess it's true. So that she would, if they were all, my family was all Met fans, and after the game, the Yankee game would always start later on WPIX, Channel 11. My mom would turn it on to see, the end of the game, and after everybody went to bed, and I was like a baby or whatever I was, and I'd be very excited because Phil Rizzuto would he would say that "holy cow," and he would do all that. So luckily I became a Yankee fan, and that's the only way I can explain it. I'm always an outlier in my family. I'm always the different one. But then but now we're kind of, my sister is Yankees, and she married a Yankee fan, which that was my only criteria. And so then I was able to sway, and then my nephew and niece became Yankee fans, and then my brother's side of it, so he has his people. So we're just divided in that respect. But so I was looking, and I thought, an announcer and calling a game, and I used to listen to games. I haven't in a long time. I like to watch the games. I'm not really a radio for a sports listener, but I did, and because they used to not show all the games when I was a kid. A lot of it was blacked out, and I really enjoyed. I would sit and keep score and really listen to the game, and it's a real art and a real talent to be able to paint a picture of what you're seeing to other people who are not seeing it. And so I really liked that aspect of it, and they really listening to calls, and it is very personal when a lot of people like their announcers or teams, and they're like who likes who. And but there are some very famous calls, and I listed a few of my favorite famous calls of all time from sports broadcasters. Let's see if you recognize any of these. I'm not going to do them. Well, I could do them. Speaking of Phil Rizzuto, he called the famous Roger Maris' 61st home run in 1961. I can't. I don't think I could play any of these for you because it's on YouTube, and I don't want to black us out. But if you look them up, that's a great call. Fastball hit deep to right, and that was a great call. Phil Rizzuto, so look that up. Roger Maris, 1961. What other calls were there? Phil Rizzuto also called, this is a little tidbit trivia fact for you, he called Derek Jeter's first home run. Derek Jeter was a rookie. He was 1995-ish or 6. And he called his first home run. I believe it was in Chicago, but it was Chicago or Cleveland. But pretty cool. So one shortstop to another. Who else made? Well, of course, there's the Al Michaels famous call from the 1980 Olympics. The USA, do you believe in miracles? When the U.S. beat the Russians in hockey. We beat them in so much since then. Back then, that's really all we did, because there was a lot of problems going on with everything going on here. But we beat them in hockey, so that really changed the narrative, and they've never recovered since. And I think we've really stuck in there. Sports can really do a lot to a country. It broke up. I believe that was the beginning of the fall of the Soviet Union, and now it became all these broken states. They were never the same after that. I'm telling you, sports is very powerful. Of course, back to baseball, the great Bobby Thompson home run. The Giants win the pennant! The Giants win the pennant! That was Russ Hodges. I have a date on that, October 3rd, 1951. That was a great one. Howard Cosell, down goes Frazier. That was a big one. That was when George Foreman, a young George Foreman, knocked out George Frazier, an older, winded, somewhat soft in the middle George Frazier. I mean, it happens to all of us. We all get knocked down in life. But he got Howard Cosell to say it. When I get knocked down in life, I don't have a sports broadcaster to scream, "Funny man Stevie K is knocked down! He's knocked down!" Nobody says it when I get knocked down, because nobody cares. It's not newsworthy. Anyway, Vince Scully. This was a great one. The great Vince Scully called Kirk Gibson's World Series walk-off home run in the 80s against I believe it was against the Oakland A's. It's when Kirk Gibson came hobbling up, pinch hit. He had the hurt ankles. He wasn't really playing. Hits the home run. The place goes bananas. He's limping around the base. Real Rudy moment. A real Rocky moment, if you will. Couldn't write that script if you tried. Was there another one? Those are big ones right there. Yeah, those are your biggest ones. I think those are your biggest ones. And actually, Jack Buck, who was a great announcer, also called the Kirk Gibson home run. You can listen to both of them. One was on TV, one was on radio, or the home broadcast. So that was pretty good. So I was trying to think, obviously I wanted to wish everybody a happy Earth Day. I didn't know what to get you. What do you get someone on Earth Day? I mean, that's really hard, right? It's hard to wrap up a piece of dirt or a piece of the earth. It's probably what I should have done. But that was, I didn't get anybody anything or a card or anything, so I feel a little embarrassed, but I'm wishing you a happy Earth Day. So I was trying to see which story to start with after I did my usual hello and amenities, and I got my answer right here. It seems that the supervisor for the town of Oyster Bay, Joseph Saladino, you know him well. If you don't, here's a picture of him. There he is, Joe Saladino. I met him. So he, okay. He basically sends out a survey. He wants us to complete a survey of how Long Island is doing since he's there as the supervisor and what's going on here. So I thought I would take it with you because most of my Square listeners are fellow Long Islanders or have been here at one time or another. Overall priorities. Let's start off. Please identify your top priorities by numbering them. We don't have to do that. With 1 being the most important, 7 being the most unimportant, least relevant. It's how you should rate your children if you're a parent. They do the same thing. They send a survey out. Tell us which child is your favorite, number 1, and so on down the line. 3 being, or how many children you have, the higher number being your least favorite or important child. But anyway, how important is it? Revitalization of our downtowns. Do we have a downtown? I don't even know what that means. Protecting our environment. I mean, it's Earth Day. Of course that's important. That's a protecting our environment, the trees, the bees, the birds. Protect them. I give it a 1. Improving roadway conditions. Boy, you slipped that one in and thought I wouldn't see that. No, they're fine just the way it is. I enjoy driving over a minefield, if you will. I enjoy driving. It gives me the feeling like I'm in one of those moon buggies and I'm driving over craters on the moon. It gives you that feel. Right here in Massapequa or Long Island. Yes, please, improve the roadway conditions if you can. And improving roadway conditions should include a lot of things, like fixing the traffic lights so they're not staggered, so I don't have to go red, green, red, green, red, red, green, red, red, red. Keeping debt low. What do I care? I'm not flipping the bill for Long Island. Raise it. As long as it fixes things, do whatever you got to do. Preserving our suburban quality of life. Not really sure what that means. Preserving our suburban quality of life. We have a quality of life that's sold to suburbanites. Okay. Holding the line on property taxes. I say hold that line. Don't you push that line back. I think that's very important. I think people pay enough in property taxes. Boy, that's a silly question to ask 3 days after April 15th, isn't it? Come on, Joe, you're better than that. Expanding town programs and activities. I think so. It's important. You want everybody to have more fun things to do on the island. Yes, I'd give a lot of 1s here. Everything is a 1, except for that suburban quality of life. I don't feel like I have a suburban quality of life, and I don't see how I can get one. Over the past 2 years, has the town of Oyster Bay been moving in a positive or negative direction? The town of Oyster Bay, a positive or negative direction? I'm gonna leave that one blank. I'm not really sure. I'm never really happy. So, do you support the 2024 town budget, which holds the line on taxes and continues the property tax cut, or should spending increase to provide new services? That's interesting. So do you want a tax cut or do you want to have new services? It depends what those new services are. Like, I don't want a tax increase if you know, what is the service? You're going to expand on DoorDash? That's not a service I want. I don't care about that. I want, give me some good services, like, just people to come and redo your lawn for free, or if there's going to be a lot of things that affect your life, they're going to come in the middle of the day when I'm home and we'll start just washing my car. I'll go with that service. I like that service. Is someone going to, do these things, do my errands? That's a good service. More than 1,000 streets have been repaved by investing millions. I haven't seen one of them repaved. At the same time, the town has reduced debt by over $187 million. That is true. It's all gone into the county executive's pocket that's being taken away in handcuffs on the front of the page last week. Yeah, we know where that 187 mil is going. Woo-woo. Should we continue paving roads and reduce debt? I like that. Increase debt to pave more roads. It sounds like the same thing. I guess reduce debt and pave roads, right? You want to continue paving roads and reduce debt. The town offers a free summer concert series in the park. That's where you get those weird music, old groups, You get like the third generation of a remake of the Partridge Family and Kiss doing a combo concert over at Burns Park. What music would you like to hear in 2024? Oh, well, that's easy. Get me some Beastie Boys, some head thrash, banging heavy metal, Metallica. It's just nuts, right in the middle of Marjorie Bones Park. I want some of that grunge, animalistic, beat bopping. Yeah, let's go crazy. This is interesting. Should a golf course close and be sold? This proposed law would limit development to single-family homes situated on 2 acres. This doesn't make sense. Do you support recently proposed upzoning golf course properties to prevent overdevelopment of these sites? It's a little confusing. Are they saying get rid of golf courses? Because then I'm for it. If they're saying to get rid of useless, you want to talk about wasted land is a golf course. For parks and help water infrastructure, if you're drinking water, is the town doing enough Is the town doing enough to improve its... I don't know if the town's doing enough to improve its finances. I'm not in there. I don't see the books. How would I know? Oh, boy. How do you prefer to receive information about town programs and events? Mail. You get a letter in the mail. You know, there was a great event that happened 2 days ago. I probably wouldn't go with the mail route. A little slow. Social media, of course, iRoll. Of course, everybody wants their instant information on Instagram, Facebook, and the like. Robocalls. Oh, I love me some good spam calls. Oh, boy, with a little mustard on the spam. Delicious. At around... I like it at around... If you could give me those spam calls about as early as possible, like 6:30 in the morning, could you do that for me? I'll write that in. Or an emailed newsletter. How about, Joe, you just come and knock on my door when things are happening? I would like a personal call from Joe. Hey, Stevie, Funny Man Stevie K. It's a big concert going on down at the park. Why don't you come down and see? We got New Kids on the Block's kids are performing. Newer Kids on the Block. Why don't you go down and see them? How would you rate overall services in the town of Oyster Bay, as I like to call it, Toe Bay? Above average, average, below average, explain. I probably would need to explain, because I don't think it could sum it up in those three choices. Anyway, and then you got to put your name, address, and email. Forget that. And then I can have retribution, revenge. This is what they're doing. They're having you do this, so actually what they're doing is they're having you fill this nonsense out, so now you're on the census, because they didn't get a lot of people filling out the census. I know what this is. This is trickery. They weren't happy that everybody didn't fill out the census, so what they're doing in their own diabolical way, they're not trying to get feedback. They're not going to lower debt spending because of my opinion or of any of these other lunatics on Long Island. You know, they didn't ask the real hard-hitting questions. Do we need more tanning salons? Right? That's the hard-hitting questions. More malls with bigger food courts. Bigger. Expanding on different types of disgusting foods to offer. That's the real hard-hitting issues. I didn't see one question like that. I don't know anything about debt spending, but I do know about tanning in malls, as the rest of Long Islanders do. I would outlaw the look of a jacket with shorts. I would probably outlaw that, if they could do that. I don't want to see another person wearing a hoodie and shorts and flip-flops. Make up your mind. You're either in one season or the other. I just don't like that look. You can't tell me the top half of your body is freezing and the lower half feels like it's July or August. I just don't like the look. I don't like the look. I'll give Joe Saladino a call. And, you know, this is probably, you do this, and I guarantee you're going to be on jury duty. Speaking of jury duty, let's speak a little on jury duty, will you? Let me take a little bit of this icy warm, which it now is. It's actually not icy. It's a little warm beverage of Celsius, another proud non-sponsor of the Steve Squared Show. Ugh, delicious. Jury duty. Have you ever been called for jury duty? Well, obviously we've all been watching TV, and there's that big trial going on, and they're talking about jury selection and jury duty. If it was me, I would not want to be... nobody wants to serve on jury duty, let's be honest. But I do think there is a selection, there's a lot of people that would love to do it, and I think a lot of retired people, they should... people in jail, I think, would be great to serve on jury because they're very well equipped and very savvy with the system already. They were in jail. They got nowhere to go. Let them serve. That's who should be serving because they know it from the other side. Right? That's what you want. You don't want people that just want to go on with their day. They're like, whatever. I don't care. I just want to go home. You want people locked into this. So that would be my adjustment to the jury system. Don't send me because I don't want to go. And I'm not going to be a good juror. You want to send someone, someone that really wants to be there. I mean, I bet you if you had a volunteer thing, maybe like a volunteer program, like if you want to serve, then you send in, and then people should be professional jurors, like more than one case. You shouldn't say, well, they served once, they're done. If you enjoy it, then give them that's a good retirement job, right? You're a professional juror, right? And I think the more they do, the better equipped they are to understand how the process works and to know how if someone's guilty or innocent, I think you would get more adequate, more accurate verdicts, right? You'd get more accurate verdicts if you had people that were professional jurors. They really knew what they were doing, and you still could get a cross section of people. I'm sure you'd get all different types of people that want to do that. You know what they pay jurors? They pay them $40 a day, $50 if it's a federal case. Get $10 more for sending someone to the electric chair. But there are a couple of ways. But let's see if you're like me and you want to get out of jury duty. You got your letter, your heart just sank, you called up, and your number falls in, because you do that call-in system, right, where you got to see if your number falls into the thing. All right, so you get your number's called, and now you got to go. Okay, so how do you get out of this? I got a couple of suggestions. Well, first of all, language barrier. If you can't speak the language or if you can't hear, so as they ask you questions, can you if they come over to you and say, can you be impartial in a insurance case? And you just go, what? I'm sorry, what? Removed. You're fine. You don't have to show proof of you can't hear, just a lot of this. Huh? What? What? Huh? I don't know. What? Say it again? Nobody wants that on a trial. I'm telling you, you don't want someone going, I don't know what you're saying. Did you say gun or fun? I don't know. Ask a lot of dumb questions. The more questions you ask. Is this case, are we sending someone to the electric chair? How will they be put to death? Ask a lot of insightful questions. You know, how does the lunch work? Will we be getting a hot or cold lunch? Be as annoying as possible. Like you're really eager to be there, you'll be removed in a second. Just scream guilty. Guilty! I don't need to know anything else. I don't like the look of his jib. Or her jib, if the case so be it. Guilty. I know they did it. Why? Because I don't like the way they look. You'll be removed. A lot of people would pay enormous amounts of money for this webinar and information I'm giving you. This is my own personal webinar, How to Get Out of Jury Duty. You could pay for this on my other website, Stevie's free, fun way to get out of jury duty. It's a down payment of $199, 3 easy payments of $699. Put it on a Visa, carte blanche, discover. You'll never serve jury duty again, I'm telling you. I guarantee it, or your money back, or you'll have to serve jury duty. Tell them you watch an enormous amount of Judge Judy and you're ready to go. Tell them you are locked and loaded and you've watched it. You're full of Judge Judy, and that one was for my mom. She's a Judge Judy fan. Or you could say you've watched the movie 12 Angry Men, and you're very savvy. Here's a little trivia tidbit. Oscar and Felix from The Odd Couple, and I remember this. Oscar and Felix from The Odd Couple, Jack Klugman and Tony Randall. How did they meet? And if it's a little bit of a conflicting story, and I wish Steve was here, he would be able to clear this up for us, as Steve is an Odd Couple aficionado. But I know a little something myself. I've been around the block. In the intro song, it says that they were, or the intro narrative, it says that they were childhood friends. But in one of the episodes, it shows them meeting, they're reminiscing about how they met, and they talk about a trial. They met as jurors in a trial, and they were all, disgruntled jurors that wanted to get out of there, and Felix was like really wanting to hear the case and enjoyed staying overnight and staying in the hotel, and Oscar and Felix shared a room together, and because Felix made the case drag on and they were so mad at him. But that was an episode where they met. That's a great episode. Watch that episode. It's called Jury Duty. Was Oscar and Felix having that. Very funny. Anyway, so that's here's a study, and I thought this was great. You talk about hitting it right on the head. They've done a lot of things, and they're trying to figure out how we as a society need to, or at least Americans, what we need most. Do you know what we need most? What would you say we need most? Sleep. We need more sleep. And speaking of sleep, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you kind of love him, you've read about him in the trades. The man himself, the Emster. What's up, Steve-O?
Hey, Steve, what's going on?
Oh, boy, what a surprise.
I had to say hello.
This is fun. I mean, boy. And now, did you know what today is? Let's see if Steve was watching or if he's... Let's see how... Well, Steve knows most things. Do you know what today is?
4/21?
It's actually 4... Yes, it's 4/22. You were only off one day.
Oh, 4/22. I'm not very sure.
It's a special day.
Oh, good God. A special day?
It's Earth Day.
Yes, it is Earth Day.
Now, tell me, what have you done to celebrate Earth Day?
I refrain from eating any gassy foods, so I don't, bring out methane gas into the environment.
Steve is saving the ozone layer. Thank you, Stephen.
So I'm here for.
Now, before we get to the crux of things, how are you feeling?
I'm so, I am. I'm getting by.
Now,
I'm actually, when we're done talking, I'm going to go take a walk when I'm done here.
Steve, you can't take a walk. The Knicks are playing at 7:30.
I know there's some other things going on inside of me though that I need to need to take care of.
Yes.
I know it's the Knicks. I'll put my headphones on.
Okay.
Or whatever, but I just yeah.
No. Yes, of course. I wish you would have called earlier. Did you get a survey sent to you from Joe Saladino?
No, I did not.
Oh, I just went through the survey. It was wonderful.
What did Joe want?
Well, just a little survey about how we feel things are happening on Long Island, if we're happy Long Islanders with everything he has given us.
Well, I don't know if he's giving it to us or County Executive Bruce Blakeman has given it to us. Bruce Blakeman would like to tell you that he's given us everything.
Well, speaking of Bruce Blakeman, I was very excited to hear he's all in with this new militia thing. Did you hear about this?
Oh, this is exciting.
Yes. Where you could take arms and be part of some... Say there's chaos breaks out on Long Island. The North against the South, sure. Brother against brother. Man against child. You can take up arms, he says, and be instantly deputized.
Wow. Now, how do I do that? Can Joe Saladino do that for us?
I think that's a Bruce Blakeman thing.
Right to Bruce.
Oh, you go right to Bruce. Yeah, that's above Joe's pay grade. Joe, you know what Joe does? Joe gets you like concerts in the park. Maybe.
Oh no, Bruce.
Oh well, yes.
Bruce gets you everything. That's
Cousin Brucey. Now, I'm glad you called today because I spoke about this a couple of minutes ago. The great John Sterling retired.
Yes.
As you know, I don't know if he's great to you, but in his own mind he is. So
I do enjoy him, but John's always been a little fat-headed than most other performers,
Well, I take offense to that, Stephen, and I'm just someone that's just, I might have said, and Kiss Me Kate, I was an understudy for the lead. But
I don't think he ever did. I think he was just a theater goer.
Oh, okay. But
it was his partner. She was the former diva.
Oh, sure, Susan Waldman
became a diva at the sports radio station.
Yes. Now I'm very upset. I was ready to throw my hat into the ring to get this job, and it seems they have already have the two. It looks like they're using Justin Shackle and the other guy.
I think there's going to be no definite host until.
I mean, they'll fill in the guy Emmanuel. I don't know his last name. He's going to be doing it, and then Justin will do some games, and of course,
I think they'll probably get the Islander guy who does the Islanders on TV, Brendan Burke. He's filled in a lot.
Yeah, they'll mix it up, and I mean,
I got to be really honest with you. I do have a favorite in this who I think would be very good.
Well, let's hear. Who do you think?
The Spanish voice.
Ricky Ricardo?
The New York Yankees, Ricky Ricardo.
Oh.
I think Ricky Ricardo is great. He's personable. He's a local guy. He can tell stories. You know, he's from the city. He goes back in this business a long time, not just baseball. Before he did this, and he also is the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles also.
But don't they like him? Isn't he doing the Spanish broadcast of the Yankees?
He is, but you know, when he filled in for John, or when
he's good
as a host on the Fan.
Yes.
I mean, he was on the Fan Saturday doing like the what's your remembrances of John and all that, and he's great. You know, he's just I think he would be a terrific, and I think he'd be good with Susan. The younger guys aren't going to be good with Susan.
Yeah,
I don't know, that's how long Susan's going to be there. I have a feeling. I had always understood that Susan may not want to stay there much longer than John. So
right.
Who knows what's going to happen with that, but no, I think Ricky Ricardo is very good.
I think that's a good, and I think, and in worst case scenario, he can always break out into a little babaloo. So
he probably could. Maybe.
You know, that could be his signature home run call, and it's high, it's ball, babaloo.
All right.
I'm sorry. That's okay. Now, I was going through some of the signature greatest sports calls of all time, and I did, and I couldn't play them because we're going to get flagged on YouTube. But do you have a favorite? Let's see if it's one of them that I listed. Do you have a favorite call, or a favorite one or two calls, or a favorite from an announcer?
Oh God, there's so many of them.
Oh sure.
You know.
That iconic call.
Wow. I mean, in our lifetime, it's of course there's Al Michaels.
That's right. I listed Al as one of the top.
Who John Sterling has always paid tribute to, also.
Very nice.
As an influence in his calls. Oh, yes, when he talked about the miracle, he referred to Al Michaels, Do You Believe in Miracles? I think in one of John Sterling's Yankee calls. We're in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Because that 96, wasn't that 96 team, was it?
Yeah.
The miracle team that,
Right.
Yeah, with Brocious.
Yeah.
2 days, 2 nights in a row. Oh, God.
Oh, well, that was 2001. That was in that was when Brocious hit the home run, and then Tino. I was at one of those games.
But Brocious didn't
yes.
do the same thing 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, well, no, right? He did it. Tino did it the first night against the Diamondbacks, and then with 2 outs in the ninth.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Brocious did it the exact same thing the next night in the ninth inning, 2 outs, and
to a team that nothing ever goes wrong on. Of all the years for things to go awry for them.
I know.
They should have won. You know what? Every year they would win a game like they lost in 2001.
Oh, my gosh. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get... it was hard to get greedy because they had won 3 in a row. So that's why I was like... I felt bad, but I was like, how greedy can you be? But So, yes, the miracle. The Down Goes Frazier.
Of course.
Oh,
my God. Cosell.
Sure, Cosell. I also had the Bobby Thompson.
Of course, shot heard around the world.
Now, let's see. I know you're good at this. Who called that shot? Steve is good on this.
That was the voice of the Giants, New York Giants, and then even for a few years in San Francisco, there was Russ Hodges.
The great Russ Hodges, yes. Very good. The Kirk Gibson home run by Vin Scully.
Oh, Scully has so many beautiful calls. And as a Met fan, I mean, just the call, I mean, just that with Scully's. That's just a call. It's just what he does.
Right.
Just think of that Game 6 at the '86 World Series. You know, when the Mets came from behind.
Right.
You know, and you know he let the audience. He just let the crowd scream, and as they showed the pictures, and well, he came out of it after about a minute or maybe 2 minutes, maybe even longer than that. He said, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, this is worth, you know, I forgot something like that. It's incredible. I should be more prepared.
Well, I gave it to you. I'm throwing this at you off the cuff.
Yes, I know.
If we were in the studio, we'd be more prepared.
The Mets are not only they are alive and well, they are thriving or whatever.
The other one I had, I had the Phil Rizzuto on the Roger Maris.
Yes.
The 61.
Mm-hmm.
There was, it's not as memorable, but Vince Scully also called the Hank Aaron.
Yes, he did.
Breaking in the paper.
I don't remember hearing that. I had watched it on TV as a kid, so it was on NBC. So I don't know if it was Kurt Gowdy or I don't know Jim Simpson. I'm not too sure.
Oh, okay.
I remember watching on TV. I was all by myself. My parents went to the movies.
Wow.
So I was watching the game.
Now, so that was some. Yeah, those were some iconic. I don't know if I'm missing any, like real ones that everybody would know. Like, oh, I know that call.
Yeah.
It says, Americans, we need more sleep. Did you hear this, Steve? Poll finds deprivation being cited by majority that we don't get enough sleep as a people.
I definitely believe that.
I said, you called right at this time, and I said, it said the poll released Monday found 57% of Americans say they would feel better if they could get a little more sleep.
Amen, brother.
It says, sleepy or tired? Wish you can get some more shut-eye? You're not alone. A majority of Americans say they need more sleep.
Yeah, forget about the fun book. Where's the Newsday sleep book? That's what I need.
That, you know, I'm telling you, we as Long Islanders, there's a lot of things we know. We know tanning, we know flip-flops, we know malls and food courts, and we also know sleep. We know sleep, and we know how to have fun. Hey, did you watch you're a Billy Joel guy. What did you think of the rebroadcast of the CBS concert? Did you like it?
Well, it was on a Friday night, so I was a little busy, as you know. So I didn't really, I did get to see it originally.
Oh, okay.
Because it's past my bedtime, I had to be at work early.
Sure.
So I missed the break off of Piano Man at the end of the first show.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I agree. It's ridiculous. You know, who wants? And you know what? I'm not blaming it necessarily on CBS. I'm going to blame it on golf.
Well, that's what happened. The golf ran long.
If the PGA, and this happens every year, the PGA, you know, they need to learn golf is not football. It's not even baseball. To everyone who screamed, you know what? I love the people that scream that baseball is boring. These are the same people that sit there and will watch golf all day and that do thing. And so I'm like saying it's 7:30 and they're in that boring room in the country club in Augusta.
I know.
You know, doing this whole talk with these three boring guys. They may be great athletes, you know. They got the chubby caddy next to him and whatever. I mean,
it's weird. It is weird for a world that is really trying to go in a different direction to still laud this nonsense of these elite people, of this wealth. It's not exactly inner city sport, and you know. That was actually.
They tell you they try.
I know. You throw a little Chichi Rodriguez in there, but of course, they dragged Tiger out. They begged him, please, even if you can't, we'll wheel you out there. Please play, because they can't. You know, they got to get eyeballs on this. And yes, it ran long, as any golf match would.
But every year it goes on long like this. It always ends at 7:30 because they spend that whole freaking half an hour sitting in that freaking golf house, you know.
I know.
You know, and you know, Look, nothing bores me more than Jim Nance. Jim Nance can be crippled.
I can't believe he's still doing it.
Thank God for guys like Phil Simms or Jim Rome or Romo, because they at least, they keep us awake.
Speaking of keeping awake, I think I talked about this before, but it's now approved, and it's going through. Legislation is now signed, sealed, and delivered by Kathy Hochul herself. Hochul.
We love her.
Hochul or Hochul? Hochul. Hochul. Whatever.
I'm referring to Hochul.
Hochul.
Do you ever watch or listen to the news? Hochul.
I listen. So apparently New Yorkers now, it'll be, and you're a theater goer, not theater, I'm sorry, movie theater. This is not Broadway theater, movie theater. Obviously the legislation's through, they will now sell more alcohol. You bring it to your seats, and we're talking not just a beer, not just the wine, all in, hard alcohol, moonshine. Oh, sure. So say you go down with the kids. They want to see Kung Fu Panda 4. And you're just not into it, so you want to get lit. And then you drive the family home.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah, no problem.
Let's do that. We'll take the kids to see Kung Fu Panda 4, and we'll all do lines of shots during the movie. But they said they're putting one caveat on this. You can only buy one drink at a time, so you can't carry 4 drinks to your seats.
That might be an issue.
Now you're a guy. Are you an AMC member or?
I am an AMC member.
Yes. So if I was you, I would lobby to have. How you get free refills on your right. So I think you should get free alcohol refills. That's coming up the pipeline, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen.
I want to get another shot. And it comes out of the fountain. Like how you get the soda, you get one that says tequila or rum. Mix your own drinks.
Yes, I know. The Captain Morgan freestyle.
Captain Morgan, yes. Now, it makes sense to me when I look at the movies that are out right now. It totally makes sense that they would be pushing the alcohol on the theater goers.
Oh, really?
Oh, sure. You're looking at, here's the movies that are out right now. Tell me if you've seen, heard of, or otherwise. Abigail, I don't know what that is.
I have not seen Abigail.
Godzilla vs. King Kong, and I've known they fought before. So this has got to be, I don't know how many fighting they've done, but there's another...
They're not fighting each other, though. It's not a versus.
Oh.
It's not. They come together, and I haven't seen it.
Okay.
They come together to fight a common enemy.
Joe Saladino?
Well, look, if you keep on trying to take credit for the free concerts, Bruce Blake will definitely bring Kong and what's his face out. Yeah.
Let's see what else. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Don't know that one.
The title alone is fantastic.
Okay.
Well, that brought in a cool $7 million this weekend.
Yeah.
Monkey Man. Monkey Man, have you heard of this?
I have, and I have seen it.
Oh, you have? What?
Yes.
Anything is something to see? Is it good? It didn't do too well in the box office here.
It did. I liked it.
Okay.
It's a lot of action, a lot of violence.
I like that.
I don't know.
Sounds like my last relationship.
God, what does that smell? It smells like 1938.
What does that mean?
The jokes.
But I'll tell you another thing. Susan, that's a foul ball. Oh, wait, I got hit.
Ow!
Ow! It hit me! I've been hit!
I just sent that to somebody, a Dodger fan, because it was Justin Turner who hit that ball.
There's a foul ball coming. Oh!
That hurt!
And then you got to hit one pretty hard to get it up to the press level.
And And that's something to be scared of because at his age, that was only last year.
I know. And so this is why, my point is, this is why they're upping the alcohol content to moviegoers, because these movies are trash. Let's face it, just trash. But there won't be for long, because guess what's in the pipeline, Steve?
Anything is possible. The Jack LaLanne story.
You would think they'd finally make this movie, but no. They're not making the Jack LaLanne movie yet. What they are doing, though, is another biopic about a singer from the 50s and 60s, an iconic singer, Old Blue Eyes.
I've heard a little about this. Do they have this cast? They probably cast some English or
Italian guy. No. Listen, you're going to be shocked. Maybe not shocked. Well, you won't be shocked when I tell you who's directing it. Then you'll Scorsese. And,
really? Wow.
And now you'll know who's playing Sinatra.
Oh, God, I don't know. Well, De Niro.
Al Pacino. The smoke gets in your eyes. New York. Woo-yah! No, it's not Robert De Niro, and it's not Al Pacino. They are aged out.
Leo?
They are going with DiCaprio.
I can see that. Leo always impresses. I think Leo could do something, and then he doesn't do a bad job.
No. I mean, he's done other biopics. He played Howard Hughes at The Aviator.
Yes, he did. Another Scorsese.
Another Scorsese. He was Frank Abagnale in Catch Me If You Can.
Well, that's not iconic, though. He did a good job. He was
right, but you wouldn't know if he was doing it right or wrong because nobody knows who Frank Abagnale is. Right, he wasn't a really signature like a Johnny Cash or an Elvis or a Howard Hughes. So I had a couple of suggestions. Oh, and guess who's playing Ava Gardner?
Wow, that's interesting.
And I'll tell you what role I am up for. They said they're doing open calls for Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, I lost Steve. Hello? Oh my gosh. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Little thing here. Let me see if I can get Steve back on the line, and then we'll get right to it. I think I lost Steve.
Why'd you hang up on me?
I think I lost you. We got a bad connection. We lost the caller. What was the last thing you heard?
That wasn't lost. I literally.
Oh, you hung up on me because I said that?
No, I didn't hang up. I just doing some dead air after.
Oh, I know. I was debating on the Sammy Davis joke, and I always make the wrong call. So I know, I get it. I should have just said Dean Martin.
I figured it was a little too quiet.
I should have. Yeah, I thought we lost you. I should have said Dean Martin, but so Ava Gardner. Guess who's going to be playing Ava Gardner?
I'm gonna say
Who would you like to see as Ava Gardner?
Emily Blunt.
No, good guess. Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay. I haven't really seen a lot of Jen.
Yeah, they're gonna do little Leo and Jennifer. That'll work.
Okay.
I had some suggestions.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I thought. Well, these are wait, who is this? Hugh Jackman.
As Dean Martin?
No, as Sinatra.
Oh.
I guess he could, Hugh Jackman. He's a song and dance guy.
He's a big,
he's a little bit big, and physically probably not. This actor I love a lot, and he was great in Hairspray and has that swag. James Marsden.
John Waters?
James Marsden.
Yeah, James Marsden. Oh, who's playing in the new Jerry Seinfeld movie about the Pop-Tarts, playing Jack LaLanne.
Is he?
Yes.
Unfrosted?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, when does that come out? I want to see that movie.
I think it'll be out on Netflix.
It's May. I think it's May.
May?
May.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. May. Oh, that's so funny. I love
You might want to get in touch with your people.
James Marsden. That's a great one right there. Yes, I think he would be a great Sinatra. And here's another one, and this would be the one I would totally go with, but he's not a big enough name. And this actor, his name is Von Lewis. Now, I'll tell you, this is how you'll know who he is. Did you see the Green Book?
I did see the Green Book.
Do you remember the opening, the singer that's portraying Bobby Rydell? And he's like, "Welcome to the Copa, ladies and gentlemen," and he starts singing. He's got, he's got watch that. He's wearing the white coat, and basically when the whole fight breaks out, when he goes Tony Lip, and the fight, and he's still singing, he's portraying Bobby Rydell, and he's just singing one of his Bobby Rydell songs. He looks and sounds like that era of music, and he's like had the hair slicked back. He would be great. If you look him up, Von Lewis, he just did the opening. Not a big actor, but he was so good in the Green, like it just in that 1 minute little opening, as he did, his voice was great. He had that look, that Italian look. He like a crooner.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he was. If you looked up Von Lewis, great name too.
Yes, I like that.
Von Lewis. Did you know? I just saw this thing. Julie Andrews is still popping around. She does a little.
She just flew in.
She's on
Sag Harbor with her daughter.
Yes, they're in Sag Harbor. They do this children's book thing, and she's still.
Yeah, they write children's books together. And they get a new one.
I love when the children of famous stars just latch on to their parents' success to try to create their own, like Billy Joel's daughter, and this Mary Poppins daughter.
Wow, is that what that is? Such a bitter artist.
Well, I do say that because I don't know. You could speak better on this. Billy Joel's daughter is a singer?
She is, and she's not bad.
Okay. I haven't heard her, so I can't say.
And no way in the world is she, doing... I don't think she's doing particularly... She's not a superstar and not doing, But, yeah, of course. Does her father have a lot to do with it? Yeah. But she does. She has a good voice. She's got a good, strong voice.
Okay.
Looks like her father, not her mother, believe me.
Yeah, that's actually, my mom was saying that. She said of the three, there's the other daughters that look like Christy Brinkley, or Christy Brinkley has other children or something like that.
Yes.
And Billy Joel, and with the one with Billy Joel, looks like
the one she had with the husband is blonde haired also. He's like a Aryan looking guy.
Right, so they have a lot of these like hot model daughters, and then they have Billy Joel's daughter. But still, I'm sure she's life is probably fine for her anyway.
Yes.
Of course. There wasn't a lot, there was two last things they're talking about. Well, they said that there's an uptake. Do you know, Stephen, I'm going to give you the exact number, that since the 1980s and now up till now, they have, they're calling it the functional beverage category, talking about all kinds of beverages that say they're going to help you lose weight or give you increased metabolism, blah, 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 Red Bulls and all the rest. You'll increase your metabolism. Guess how there's now, this is by the FDA, there's over 53,000 symbol drinks of some kind or another that promise to do all kinds of great things for you. It's unbelievable.
Right.
And finally, Stephen, there is a spike in shoplifting on Long Island.
I've seen that. I read it in Newsday.
That's where I got it from. Funny, that's where I got it from. Who doesn't get it? And it says locking it up. Basically, yeah. There's this. You know why? Because they do this. Self-checkout nonsense, and that's what's going on. And now they're locking everything up. Razor blades. Why are they locking up razor blades? I can see the medicine, but why do I have to be, it's so demeaning.
They're very expensive, that's why.
Razor blades?
Yes.
Or do they think it's just they're going to go out and kill somebody?
No. No. They're safety blades. They're very expensive, Steve. You ever buy razor blades?
I do. I know. No, I go with Harry's blades. I don't go to CVS. I do a Harry's. I order online.
I gotta be honest. I tried Harry's blades, and I gotta be honest, and I hate to say this because really, I do believe Gillette is the devil because of how they rip you off.
Sure.
But they do. I get a much better shave than I would with any others. At this point, I got a beard, so it's not that important as as it is when I'm clean.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot. It's true, but I forgot to tell you, and I have it here somewhere.
Yes.
I had it here somewhere. I got you a coupon for the next time I see you, and I'm trying to see where is my coupon. I had a coupon for you, Steve, and I'm not. Oh, sure, I'm not lying.
Okay.
Is it here? I clipped it from the coupon saver. It's for Leonardo's pizza.
Oh.
Yeah, I got you a nice coupon. And to finish up, I don't know what you're doing May 18th and 19th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But at the old Beth Page Village Restoration, they're recreating the old Beth Page. They're recreating World War II.
Really?
Yeah, so if you didn't enjoy it the first time around back in 1941, say you didn't get enough. You missed some of it. You didn't really get the good footage of Guadalcanal, Pearl Harbor.
Fell asleep through Dunkirk. Yeah.
Right. Maybe you didn't enjoy the Ben Affleck thriller of Pearl Harbor, that crap. Maybe you want to relive it again in all its glory. You want to go there, immerse yourself in all of it. The screaming, the horror. They said if you get there early, they might even amputate your leg for you at the old Beth Page Village Restoration. They'll blow your leg off.
And to save you from this, just to let you know, I know this will be exciting.
I'm excited.
We should probably go to the Met game next week.
Oh, why?
April 30th.
What's going on then?
It is $1 Nathan's Hot Dog Night.
Oh, $1 Nathan's Hot Dog.
Nathan's
Oh,
hot dogs
boy.
are $1.
Wow.
You can only buy. There's a limit.
I bet.
Four person per sale. So you can only buy 4 at a time.
This has been going on. There was another hot dog thing at another baseball game I saw where the people dressed. It was like the Yankees were playing somebody, and they had people dress as a hot dog, so you got a free hot dog or something. Or they sold. It was in Toronto when they were just in Toronto. There was this hot dog thing.
This is what we should do. Get a camera.
Oh boy.
We'll go together. You can go. Get into your Jack LaLanne jumpsuit and start ridiculing people as they walk.
Oh yes! Stop it! Do you know what's in that? The nitrates, the sodium. You're killing yourself. All because it's $1.
Only $1. What am I supposed to do?
It's $1. It's how bad could it be? I put a little sauerkraut and a mustard. It's fantastic. It's delicious. Well. Okay, I'll make you a deal. I'll go to that if you go to the Aaron Judge bobblehead 62 day, where the first, it's always the first. I never, do you ever get giveaways? I never get there in time for the giveaway.
Well, it's the bobbleheads are the ones you
those are hard.
You gotta wait online.
Yeah.
Because people want that more than something that's really collectible.
Yeah.
Those are it's bobbleheads that are really the thing that,
Speaking of collectibles, I heard Starbucks has a new cup out. Do you know anything about this?
What new cup is that?
I don't know. I just saw it in the paper. I didn't look. I just looked for a second. It said Starbucks, something about Starbucks with new cups.
They have new cups. Yes, they're changing the plastic cups. They're going to be more environmentally.
There you go. What a perfect way to end Earth Day.
And to say plastic, they are so for the first 3 of the 4 sizes of cold drinks, the tall, the grande, and the venti, they all share the same size lid.
Oh.
So we only have one lid that works on 3 sizes.
I like that. That's for what 3? Those are the what?
Well, you riffraff would call it small, medium, and large.
Right, but right.
But at Starbucks, you call it tall, grande, and venti.
Now, what does venti mean?
Venti means...
Because it doesn't mean what Starbucks wants it to mean, does it?
It's Italian for more than a grande.
Okay, I'll let that slide. Because there's a great... If you ever see that video where, what's the actor's name? He's in Loudermilk. He's very funny.
Yeah.
He was in Office Space.
Yes.
The what's his name? You know, he's very funny. It's that sarcastic, and he does this great thing where has this little Instagram thing where he's talking to a barista, and he's trying to order coffee. No, there's who did it? Oh my gosh, no, it wasn't. He does one that's funny, but there's another one that touches on what Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd does the one. That's who does it. About the tall, medium, and grande or whatever like that. That's a funny. You should watch that. You probably have seen it.
I think I have.
Well, I love that you. Thanks for calling in. I'm gonna let you go walk and do what you have to do.
Yes.
And go enjoy. I'm glad you're feeling better. And I'm going to close out. Enjoy the rest of the Earth Day, Steve.
It's the only Earth I know.
I'm glad we're here. I'm glad, because we've been talking a lot about with the eclipses and the earthquakes. You gotta love the Earth. It withstands a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
it does. It's up a lot.
It takes a beating and keeps on ticking. So, all right, buddy. I'll let you go. Thanks a lot. And go enjoy. Feel good.
All right.
All right, Steve-O.
Talk to you later.
Later, bud.
Okay.
All right. So that was fun. Steve Rhino joined us. And I'm going to close out shop so I can get to see the beginning of the Knick game. So for all of us, for Steve for calling in, for Kermit for hanging tough, and for myself, Funny Man Stevie K, I want you guys to have a wonderful, safe rest of the holiday of Earth Day and enjoy the week. And we'll see you next Monday in the studio at 6:30 on the Steve Squared Show. Go to my Instagram, Stephen R. Kaminsky, for any fun-filled facts and videos focusing on dumbbells and Jack LaLanne.